Don't got hiccups? Poor little Adeline. Poor baby girl. I'm sorry you have hiccups. They're just the worst, aren't they? On the camera, her face looks bruised, but it's not. I promise that.
Yeah, your camera just sucks.
So everybody asked me in the last video, and sorry I haven't done like a proper video. I'm not showered today, and I don't really look like a human being anymore, but everybody wants to know when she was born. She was born on September 19th. I actually went to work that day and worked all day, trained my replacement. It was the first day she could work. I was supposed to be off the 16th, that Friday before. And I was nice enough and went to work that Monday. And about 3 o'clock, I started having contractions. And the girl I was training actually was timing my contractions, and I hadn't even started timing them yet. And she said something about maybe I should call my doctor. So I did, and they wanted me to come in to get checked. And they told me not to wait more than 30 or 45 minutes because I wasn't really in a big hurry. Like, the contractions didn't seem that bad. So I called my husband, and luckily he was off work that day. She can hear my voice, and she's looking at me. He was home, and I told him he needed to get all our stuff and come get me because I didn't feel like driving to the hospital. So he put the phone down on speaker and was trying to gather up all the things that we needed. And so he actually had his parents bring him because they were both home that day too, and that way we'd only have one car at the hospital in case we needed to just come home. I figured it was a false alarm, and so did he. So they came and picked me up at about 4:15, about 4:15. And we got to the hospital and we got checked in. Don't poke out your eye, Munchkin. Standing in the emergency room waiting for the labor and delivery to come down and get me, having more contractions and starting to feel more shitty. I was angry. I was kind of I think I was in my transition phase at that point and didn't know it. So we get up to the room and they checked me, and I was dilated to an 8, which is crazy. I was still in denial and kept thinking that they were going to say, "Oh, we're just kidding. You get to go home now."
You were at a 3.5 Thursday before that at her OB appointment.
I went to my OB on the Thursday before that, the 15th, I think it was, and I was only dilated 3.5. So I was just in denial the whole time. And then when they said that I was dilated to 8, oh, bless you, bless you, the room just filled with people, and it was like bees on a honey stick. Like, they were just everywhere and getting things ready, and we were having a water birth, so they got the pool ready for me. And my midwife got there a little bit later. We got to the room probably about 4:30. I'm thinking my midwife got there between 4:30 and 5, probably like 4:15 or 4:45. So we got in the water, and I felt, well, first when they checked me, they said that I was, when I was dilated to 8, that they didn't feel a head. They felt squishy, like it was soft. So I started,
a shoulder or a foot
or a butt. I started freaking out. I thought, oh great, it's a butt. We're gonna have to have a C-section. And I was kind of upset too because my midwives had been telling me this whole time that she was head down and we were ready to go. And then they tell me at the hospital that that's not what they felt. So they called in another nurse, and she came in and checked me. And then they did an ultrasound too to check to see if they could see where the head was. And they couldn't find the head, so they figured it was probably she was in position in the canal, the birth canal, ready to come out. And the squishy part they were feeling was just my water hadn't broken yet. So midwife got there, we got in the pool, and I was really uncomfortable.
Had about 3 contractions.
Yeah, I had a couple contractions in the water, and she said that if I wanted to, she could break my water, and I was like, yeah, let's do that. So after my next contraction, she broke my water, and shit hit the fan, basically. Like, it was intense, and it progressed really, really fast. I started to overheat in the pool, so I got out, and she said we could push a couple times on the toilet because I kept feeling like I just need to go and sit on the toilet. So we went in the bathroom for just a couple contractions, and then we went and laid on the bed. And then they kept telling me, like, she kept checking me, and she said that, you know, she's coming, she's coming. And I'm thinking, from where? I just was in denial the whole time and couldn't believe what was going on. So we got on the bed, and I was kind of on my side, and I had a nurse holding one of my legs, and then my girlfriend took over after that. And my body kept, you know, telling me I needed to push, and so I'd push, and I don't know, about 5 pushes probably.
Yeah.
And she was there.
She was there.
She came sliding right out.
Sliding right out.
It was just totally different. I'd watched my girlfriend give birth about a year ago. She labored and struggled, and I remember when his head was there, like, it kept coming out and then going back in and then coming out and then going back in, and then she birthed the head, and then it was still a couple other pushes before he came out all the way. And Addie wasn't like that. She was in a quick, fast, and a hurry. She wanted to be here. So as soon as we got the head out, the rest of her came out, and everything was fine after that. Like, no drugs. I broke down a couple times and said, I changed my mind. I want the epidural.
Yeah, but you were...
There was no time.
She was way too far
It was too fast.
Being at 8 centimeters.
Yep. So we got to the hospital at 4:30, and she was born at 6:36 that evening. So my labor was about 3.5 hours long.
3.5 hours total.
They call it a precipitous birth. I actually came across that term just the other day, like right after she was born. And it means a very intense, very fast labor. And so I feel lucky that that was the case, because I probably would have caved and got the epidural. But she's here, and we love her, and she's kind of in a milk coma at the moment. She just nursed for a little over an hour.
She loves the boob.
Yep, she loves the boobie. We call it the boobie. She's ready for it every day. She actually let us sleep last night for about 6 hours.
Off and on.
Off and on. We had a couple different breaks, but everything is great. We thank you guys so much for all your support and all your comments on the last video. Sorry it wasn't like an actual video, but this one maybe is a little bit better, but I'm still not camera ready. Sorry. I look like a zombie, so maybe eventually we'll get a video going of all of us. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Say bye, Addie. Say bye.